So students, these are some of the questions related to vector product. Okay. So the first question is, you have to find value of vector A minus vector B cross of vector A plus vector B. These kind of questions comes. These questions are actually proving questions. RHS is equal to LHS will be given, but I have framed it like this because when you get MCQ questions, so it may come like this, that you have to find value for this given expression. Fine. So as it is a cross product, so what you will apply? Distributive over addition. When you will apply, you will get vector A cross vector A plus vector A cross vector B minus vector B cross vector A and minus B cross vector B. See, you are getting this. Okay. But we know for cross product, two similar vectors, if to find vector product of two similar vectors, it is always zero vector. So vector A cross vector A will become zero vector, vector B cross vector B becomes zero vector. Fine. Now we are left with vector A cross vector B minus of vector B cross vector A. Now we know that vector product is anti-commutative, which means vector A cross vector B is minus of vector B cross vector A. So we can write minus of vector B cross vector A as plus vector A cross vector B. Now these two will get added, so we will get vector A minus vector B cross of vector A plus vector B equal to 2 of vector A cross vector B. Okay. So if you get any expression and you have to find its value, then you will proceed in the similar manner. Okay. Now second question is also somewhat same. In this also you have to find the value of this expression. Now students, don't get frightened by seeing such long expressions. When you will start solving it, then you will eventually get the tricks to proceed further with the questions. Fine. So we have vector A cross vector B plus vector C plus vector B cross vector C plus A plus vector C cross vector A plus vector B. So here also you will apply distributive over addition law. So vector A cross vector B, vector A cross vector C, vector B cross vector C, vector B cross vector A, vector C cross vector A, vector plus vector C cross vector B. Fine. Now what you will do? Again we will apply anti-commutative law, that vector A cross vector B is minus of vector B cross vector A. So we have vector A cross vector B and we have vector B cross vector A. This can be written as minus of vector A cross vector B. See, we have written it like this. Similarly, vector A cross vector C and we have plus vector C cross vector A. So this can be written as vector C cross vector A can be written as minus of vector A cross vector C. Similarly, we have B cross vector C. So vector C cross vector B can be written as minus of vector B cross vector C. Fine. When you solve this, you have got one positive and one negative component. So these all will get cancelled and the value will be zero vector. Fine. Now the next type of question is that you have to find vector A dot vector B when you have magnitude of vector A as 2, magnitude of vector B as 5 and the magnitude of vector A cross vector B as 5. Fine. Now what you will do is, it is 8. Okay. 8. Now what you will do is, when we solve vector A cross vector B whole square, we will get this expression. Now how will you get it? See, vector A cross vector B, magnitude of vector A cross vector B can be written as AB sine theta whole square. Yes. And if we open it, we will get A square B square sine square theta. Fine. Now this A square B square sine square theta can be written as, we know sine square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1. So if we have to find sine square theta, it will become 1 minus cos square theta. So in place of sine square theta, if we write 1 minus cos square theta, now we will multiply A square B square with this. We will get A square B square minus A square B square cos square theta. So this A square B square is what? Magnitude of magnitude of vector A square and magnitude of vector B square. So this can be written like this. Yes or no? Yes. And this is what? We know scalar product is AB cos theta. So this will become, can we write it like this? Vector A dot vector B whole square. Yes. So from here we get that magnitude of vector A cross vector B whole square is equal to magnitude of vector A square into magnitude of vector B square minus vector dot product of vector A and B whole square. Fine. So we have got this from here. We will use this expression here. So it is a property kind of thing. You should remember this because you can get direct questions like this for solving this. Fine. Now what you will do? You have magnitude of vector A cross vector B as 8. So you will put the value. You will put value of magnitude of vector A, magnitude of vector B and solve this. Now solving this, you will get the dot product as plus minus 6 as it is a square. So on solving, you will get the value as plus minus 6. If you remember this property, then solving these type of questions is very easy. Fine. Now next is, I told you how to find area of parallelogram. Yes, similarly we can find area of triangle if vectors are given. Now sometimes you also get questions like this in which direct vectors are not given but only the coordinates of the sides are given. Okay, as in this question the vertices, the coordinates of the vertices have been given. So using these vertices or using these coordinates we will form the vectors. Fine. So how to solve it? This is applicable for all type of vector questions. Fine. In parallelogram also, if you get coordinates of adjacent sides, you will solve it similarly. Okay. So for coordinates of A, we will find the vector. So vector A will become I cap minus j cap minus 3k cap. Similarly for B, 4i cap minus 3j cap plus k cap. 3i cap minus j cap plus 2k cap. So you will have to form vectors using these coordinates. Okay, I hope you have understood. Now for finding the area of the given triangle by vectors, what we have to do is, suppose ABC is a given triangle. Fine. Then what we will do? We will find the vector for any of the two sides of the given triangles. Fine. So let us consider side AB and side AC. Fine. Now to find vector AB, you can see it has coordinates different and B has coordinates different. So for finding vector AB, what we do is vector B minus vector A. So we will find the value of vector AB by vector B minus vector A. Similarly for AC, we will do vector C minus vector A. So this we have found. So now we have side AB and we have side AC. To find the area of the triangle ABC, we can find it out by half of magnitude of the vector product of two sides. Okay, so first we will find the vector product of these two sides, vector AB cross vector AC. First we will find out, then we will find out its magnitude, and whatever the magnitude is, we will multiply it by 1 by 2. This will give us the area of the triangle. Fine. So here we are finding AB cross AC by determinant. Okay, we will write these vectors in form of determinant. So it is 3, minus 2 and 4. And we have only I component, unit vector I component and unit vector k component. So unit vector j component will become 0. Now we will solve this. We will get a vector. Find its magnitude. 12.8 is its magnitude. Now to find the area of the triangle ABC, we will multiply half with the magnitude of the vector product of the two sides. So magnitude is coming to be, the area of triangle is coming to be 6.4 square units. Okay, I hope you have understood. Now we have next question to find the area of parallelogram when diagonals of the parallelogram are given. Fine. So we have two diagonals given. What we do is we will simply find the magnitude of the area, magnitude of the two vectors. cross product of the two vectors. Fine. But if two adjacent sides are given to us, suppose the diagonals are not given, two adjacent sides of the parallelogram are given, then we first find the diagonals. Okay, how do we find the diagonals? Vector A, suppose vector A and vector B are two adjacent sides of the parallelogram, then vector A plus vector B will give you the diagonal, and the other diagonal will be you will obtain from vector A minus vector B. Fine. But here these are the diagonals given to us. Fine. Then area of parallelogram will be half of diagonal vector A minus vector B cross half of diagonal vector A plus vector B. Fine. So what we do is put the values first in determinant of vector A cross vector B and then of vector A plus vector B. Fine. Then we do half of it. Then we find its magnitude. Whatever magnitude we'll get will be the area of the parallelogram when diagonals are given. Okay. Now next question is, these all are proving questions, students, but I have given you in this option MCQ form because questions may come in this form. So it's not like that you don't have to solve MCQ questions. You don't have to solve proving questions. You have to solve proving questions, but the only difference in simple papers or normal days papers or these MCQ papers is that you will not get RHS as well as LHS, but you will get only one condition and the other you will have to find. Okay, so in this three vectors are given such that dot product of vector A and vector B is equals to dot product of vector A and vector C. Fine, this is one condition. Then next condition is cross product of vector A and vector B is equal to cross product of vector A and vector C. And third condition is that vector A is not equal to 0 vector. Fine. Then these are the options which you have to find out which is correct. So how will you proceed with these type of questions? First, you will write the first condition as vector A dot vector B is equals to vector A dot vector C. So you can take vector A cross vector C to this side. This will become negative and here we will get 0. Fine. Now take A common. You are left with vector B minus vector C. But we know that third condition is vector A is not equal to 0 vector. So here vector A is not equal to 0 vector. So it could be possible that vector B minus vector C is 0. If that is so, then we will get vector B is equals to vector C. But we know a condition scalar product that if two vectors are perpendicular to each other, suppose two vectors A and B are perpendicular to each other, then their dot product will be 0. So it could also be a possibility. Yes or no? It could also be a possibility. So we can say that dot product of vector A dot B minus C, vector B minus C is coming to be 0. So it could be a possibility that vector A is perpendicular to vector B minus vector C. Yes. Similarly, we have second condition that cross product is equal. So we will proceed with the same thing. We will bring it to this side and we will get 0 vector on the other side. So vector A cross vector B minus C is vector zeros. But vector A is not equals to 0. So here also it could be possible that vector B minus vector C is a 0 vector, or in cross product we know when two vectors are parallel to each other, then their cross product comes out to be 0 vector. Yes. So if that applies here, in this expression, then according to this vector A will be parallel to vector B minus C. But you can see here we had find out that vector A is perpendicular to vector B minus C, and here it is coming to be that vector A is parallel to B minus C. So both these conditions, they do not coexist. They cannot coexist. Okay. So these conditions will get cancelled and we are left with vector B is equals to vector C. So here among these options, this option will be correct, that vector B is equal to vector C. I hope you all have understood these questions. These are some of the important type of questions. You can get the similar type of questions but with some other conditions or some other like values of vectors. Okay. Thank you.